What is up, everybody? ShonnyDman here, and welcome back to the channel. Hope you guys are doing great. Hope you guys are having yourselves a great week. I'm back on with a new guest, as per usual. So, to get us kicked off and going, tell us who you are and tell us a little bit about yourself.
Hi, everyone. My name is Charlie Hawthorne. I'm a cosplayer. I also do a little bit of acting as kind of like a hobby, but mostly I make reels on Instagram for other nerds who have a big love of certain fandoms and hopefully make some people laugh.
Oh, okay. So, um, I'm tr- I think you are friends with some of the people I've had on a while back. Maybe.
Yeah, yeah.
I want to say,
Jamie is a friend of mine.
so we were just me and her was just talking because the amount of talking that we do with each other now is just ridiculous. Because we were talking about how we never met before, obviously, but we did this
Right.
episode, and ever since then we've talked almost every single day at this point, and a lot of the conversation is just us shit talking each other. That's
It's
that's just
a
how far
legitimate
we've
love
gotten.
language.
Yeah, it's just and listen, we're rough to each other, and so but I enjoy it. She's very fun to talk to, so
Yeah.
we I enjoy her company.
Yeah,
Um,
I really like her a lot.
how did y'all meet?
I think it was just one of those things where I got really bold online with cosplayers that I like, and I just kind of like shoot them DMs and say, "Hey, I like your stuff," and hope that goes from there. I'm never like expecting a friendship to come out of it. I just usually want to say, "Hey, I like your stuff," and she responded, and so we started talking, and now we also talk about every day, and we're planning a couple of cosplays together.
Oh, nice. We were I was just because I was talking to her yesterday because we did obviously we did the podcast episode together, and then we did an almost 2 hour review of The Last of Us for YouTube, and then we were just talking the other day because we were talking about we are planning on playing video games together, and
Oh,
so that's what we
fun.
were discussing. So, but she's a good person.
Yeah,
So
she's
what? So cosplaying. Let's start with that. What got you into
yeah.
cosplaying?
Honestly, the first time I cosplayed was so long ago, I don't even really remember what got me into it. I was about 13 at the time.
Okay.
And I think it was just the people I was hanging out with were cosplaying. And since they were doing it, I ended up doing it. But yeah, no, it was so long ago. I don't really remember exactly what got me into it. So I usually just go with the my friends were doing it kind of response.
Oh, okay. And so how long you been doing that?
Well, I took a very long break from cosplay. So
Oh,
I did cosplay for a few years from like 13 to 16. Then I went off to college and couldn't really do much of it. And then I did a little bit here and there, like for a few years in my early 20s. And then again, took a very long break. And this past year was the first year I've really gotten back into it and dived right into the deep end.
okay. What was the first cosplay you did?
Oh, God. um, it was Kagome Higurashi from Inuyasha.
Oh, okay. I do love Inuyasha, so I
Yeah, little
definitely
13-year-old
respect
me.
that. I don't blame that. That's okay though. Um, so you do that. What? So you also do voice acting. I'm very curious about that. Well, tell us a little bit about that one.
It was just kind of like a hobby thing. I really just enjoy performing, and I'm as much as I have a bravado online, I'm actually a really shy person. So sometimes being on stage or being on camera is a little intimidating when I was growing up. So I veered more towards the voice acting side, and especially because I watched a lot of anime and I watched a lot of, Howl's Moving Castle, Spirited Away, like Miyazaki films.
Those are good ones.
So so voice acting was just something I found really interesting. And it was easier way to be able to scratch that performance bug while still having, a full work schedule or a full student schedule at the time. So I didn't have to dedicate months because I came from the musical theater world growing up. So I didn't have to dedicate months of rehearsals to it, and it just fit more into my schedule. So I haven't gotten the opportunity to do a lot of it lately, and I've been very sporadic with it. Now it's usually I use it in my D&D campaigns mostly.
Oh, Dean. Okay, I'm about to ask about that. So,
Yeah, sure.
so you were basically a theater kid.
Yes, I very, very big theater kid energy.
I mean, they're okay, but I mean, it is what it is. So I have some friends who are theater people as well. A friend of mine, my best friend's girlfriend, she was in a play. They did Godspell.
Oh, nice.
Let's see, and then what else was she? She was in not Hairspray. She was in something else. I can't think of the name of it. And then my best friend Bailey, he works at Six Flags in Atlanta, Georgia, and he does those Western shows.
Oh,
So
fun.
so he enjoys it, but I am not a theater person.
We
I
can be intense.
yes. I remember I remember dating a girl who showed me Phantom of the Opera, and
Oh, yeah, that's a classic.
I fell asleep halfway through, and so I was just like, I don't know if I can do this. I mean, it's bad because I remember when I was younger, uh, Lion King on Broadway came
Yes.
to a city near me, and I like Lion King. It was that was the first time I went and saw like a play or like a theater based performance, and yeah, I fell asleep too. So it was I
That's
can
impressive because that's a boisterous one.
yeah, I mean, it was one of those conditions where like you get in a comfortable position, you got cold air blowing on you, so it really worked out that way for me.
Gotcha.
So what kind of
Gotcha.
plays have you been in?
Um, all sorts. Recently, I think about 2 years ago, I was in Hunchback of Notre Dame, which was really
Ooh,
fun. I've done Godspell when I was a teenager. The Crucible, which isn't exactly musical theater, but I was in the Crucible as a youngin, and then various like high school drama stuff,
okay,
and Into the Woods as well. That's all I can really remember off the top of my head.
okay. Into the Woods.
Pretty
I
sure
think
Little Shop of Horrors and
I
Charlie
do.
Brown are in there somewhere.
Oh, I do like Little Shop of Horrors. I do like
That
that.
one's a good one.
Because we have like two different theater based groups where I live, and so at any given time, either one's doing something. So
Yeah.
and then like I said, I have a bunch of friends who go. So sometimes I'll go to support, or my friend Jordan will force me to go because she doesn't want to go by herself. And so I was like, okay, we'll just go. Um, so D and D. So quick
Yes.
question: Did you watch the movie?
Not yet. I'm still waiting to get a couple of friends together to go see it.
It's good. It's a very good movie. I think
Yeah,
if
I've
you were
heard some
a
good
yeah
reviews.
yeah oh yeah if you're a lover of D and D, you'll
Mhm.
definitely love it. Um, so are you a DM or are you just a player?
Yeah.
Oh,
I'm both. I'm a DM and a player.
which one do you prefer?
Honestly, I love both of them for like different reasons. Being a DM is really fun because you get to kind of watch how the players interact with the story that you have created. So
Oh yeah.
you obviously know all the ways that it's going to go and all the twists and turns, but they have absolutely no idea. So there's definitely a lot of enjoyment coming from like those reveal moments where they stumble upon something you've been building up to. Like, that there's definitely something to be said about that. But sometimes you want to be able to relax and enjoy it and not have to
Mm.
like, as much as I love being a DM and I love my players, being in charge of the scheduling is not a fun part that comes with it.
I know. I completely understand. So are y'all in the middle of a campaign now? What's that about?
Yes. So I run a homebrew campaign, a
I
Harry
res-
Potter
mhm.
homebrew
I
campaign.
respect that.
And I just want to, disclaimer, I do not support J.K. Rowling and what
Mhm.
she's been pushing as far as her beliefs. I did grow up with Harry Potter though, and
Okay.
so it is a large part of my childhood. I'm running a Harry Potter homebrew campaign in the fifth edition, and one that I'm just starting now, actually getting a one shot going, hopefully to get the players more into a full campaign, is a Greek mythology based homebrew.
I'm, I, I'm trying to get Jamie involved in D&D.
Oh, she's gonna be in my Greek mythology one.
Oh, is she?
She's
Okay, good. I'll
yeah,
have to
yeah,
definitely see
yeah,
that then. Um,
yeah. She's one of my players.
I've DM'd a little bit. I've done two. Let's see. There's one I've done. Well, yeah. There's one campaign, the short little campaign I've done. It was called A Haunting in Ravenwood.
Oh, Ravenwood. Yeah, I've heard a couple of people do that one.
Um, let's see. I prefer to homebrew myself. I feel like
Yeah.
it gives more creative freedom and be able to you to structure it a certain way that you want to do it. I remember we were we were playing. I was playing with three of my friends, and we got into. I was a shop owner, and my friend Leah wanted to buy a sword. And then all of a sudden, I don't remember how, but we got into an argument about the price of the sword. Uh, and it's like her, my friend Bailey, and me just arguing, and then my friend Emma, who was a druid, she wild shaped into a cat and stole a club and just walked out with it. And it was just, I was like, Emma, what are you doing here? And so she was like, you
Clearly
are
rolling
busy.
high.
Yes, exactly. Um, so there, that one, and there's two more I'm working on right now. There's the first one I'm working on now is called Watchers of the Iron City. And then the other one is it's called the Merlin Academy.
Ooh.
And so both are very much in early stages of development, but I just love D&D.
It's a lot of fun.
Because I was telling Jamie about it. I was like, have you ever played? Because I thought about getting her involved into D&D, but I'm glad to know that she's going to get to experience it herself because it is very fun.
Yeah. Yeah, she's gonna learn how to play. And I keep it very beginner friendly because I do kind of want to entice them into continuing the campaign.
Right. Oh yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Because one of the funny moments of playing was when I was playing with the three people that I just mentioned, and they just came across this guy on the side of the road. Um, and my friend Leah automatically just starts flirting with him, and the other two are like, we don't know nothing about this guy, anything at all. And Leah's like, you guys need to be quiet. I'm trying to shoot my shot here.
Is she the
And
bard?
no, she was a ranger.
Interesting.
Yeah, so you see, it was a ranger, a druid, and a paladin. And so she was just like, I'm trying to shoot my shot here, and so we progressed to a certain point in the story where she gets kidnapped and she is about to be sacrificed, and the other two have
Oh
to
my
try to
goodness.
rescue her. Yeah, the other two are trying to like get to her to rescue her, and she's like, screaming, like telling me like she needs to be let go and things like that. And then I took the character that they found, and I was just like, "What's the matter? I thought you were trying to shoot your shot." And she was like, "I don't want to anymore now. You can let me go." I was like, "Oh my gosh!" It was
Amazing.
just fun times.
It's definitely a lot of fun, especially for performance. It's really just improv. It's yes
Oh yeah.
and you keep going. It's just so much fun.
So tell us a little bit. I want to hear a little bit more about your Greek mythology campaign that you were. I want to hear a little bit more about
Um,
that.
I wish I could say more about it, but I I fear revealing too much to
Oh,
the
that's fair.
players.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair. Okay,
Yeah.
that's completely
So
fine.
I'm keeping very hush hush about it because I don't want to spoil any of the plot.
So all this is going to be like online.
Yeah, because we're all from different areas, so
Oh,
that's the
okay.
only way we can really meet up
Hmm.
in one place.
Are you gonna like use what is it like Roll 20?
I usually use D&D Beyond actually.
Oh, okay. All right. I've seen some people
I
use.
find it Oh, I'm so sorry. Please go
No, no,
ahead.
no, no, no. I was just gonna say I've seen people use D and D Beyond.
It's just extremely beginner friendly, and
Yeah.
my player base right now is mostly beginners, so it's just easier to introduce them to it that way.
Okay. Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Oh man, I just love D&D, and so
Yeah, it's fun. I love it.
it because it's funny because I knew nothing about D&D growing up. It wasn't until the first season of Stranger Things came around
Ah,
that, and then even then I was just kind of like, oh, what are they're playing D&D? I was like, oh, that's interesting, and I was like, you know what? Let me look more into it. And then there's one particular group that I follow on YouTube called the Dungeon Dudes.
mm-hmm.
And right now on their YouTube channel, they're going through an entire campaign as well. Uh, and they're pretty much the only guys I watch. I know there's Critical Role.
There's also
Um,
Dimension 20.
yeah, yeah, I know there's them. I haven't really watched a lot of. Well, even then, some of their stuff doesn't look like it's like full episodes kind of thing. It's like they have like small little cut ups of it. The guys I watch, they'll upload like 2.5 hour videos of them playing. And so, and it's fun. It's fun. I always try to encourage people to get involved in D&D because it's such a great way to like just make friends and things and just have a wild time.
It is, especially when you never know what the dice are going to throw at you.
Oh yeah, definitely. So when you're a player, what's your class that you like to go with?
I try and play a bunch of different classes, at least try and play each class at least once. So far, I just recently played a sorcerer and a cleric, and I had to say, I was very, very surprised by how powerful a cleric was. I mainly made a cleric because our previous party kept running into an issue where we had no healers, so we were almost dying every encounter. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bite the bullet and I'll make the healer. I did not realize how powerful a cleric actually can
Yeah.
be. That I was very pleasantly surprised to be able to play this class. But I think next one I'm playing an artificer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
That's
but
nice.
usually I go for like bards and rogues just for utility.
I can see you as a bard. I can definitely see
Yeah,
that.
yeah, that's not the first time I've been told such a thing.
Well, I mean, you're a theater kid, so it just
Yeah,
makes the most sense for you to be a bard.
precisely.
Yes, and so um, I've only played I've only played a wizard. Uh, I think the next one